What's going on, guys? Mr. WWE Report here, coming to you for an interesting story, an interesting topic that I was told to share, that I offered to share, and it is the simple topic of how I started watching wrestling. Now, there's a few different reasons that are put together. Really, I might stray off topic a little bit, so I apologize in advance. But it all started with a couple of guys in my grade, I want to say 4th, 5th grade, maybe even younger, that would always talk about Batista, Finley, those two guys. Maybe they were having a feud at the time. Who knows? And I really felt left out, honestly, because I didn't watch it. And at the time, younger, everyone was talking about Pokemon and all that. I felt left out. This time, I was like, hey, I'm going to start tuning in, stuff like that. So they would talk about Batista and Finley all the time. My buddy would go to indie shows. I didn't know what that was at the time, obviously. A couple of guys would collect action figures and such. And then they would be talking about Ric Flair and Shawn Michaels' match was so sad and stuff like that. So one night, I was just chilling, Friday night, bored as hell, bored as all hell. So I go downstairs, flipping through the channels, and it's the main event of Smackdown. It was Finley versus MVP, I believe. Yeah, I want to say it was Finley versus MVP. And it was good. I enjoyed it. It was on CW11. Like, that's old shit, you know? Like, that's long ago. But that was, I want to say, 07, 08, sometime around there. And remember, this was SmackDown, mind you. And I'll get into Raw and such later, but Finley versus MVP. So it was just like Fridays is when it is, you know? So I went to school, I'm like, yo, you see Finley versus MVP, and they're like, yeah, MVP got disqualified, he used brass knuckles. I don't know, maybe that was BS, you know? But it's interesting, you know? So I'm like, hey, I'm going to start tuning in. So I started tuning in every Friday. I got this video game, it was like Backyard Wrestling or something. This guy named Monoxide, I was like, I love the guy. So like it made me want to watch wrestling too. I think I had that game before I started watching. So I tuned in every Friday. The first match I remember watching was in this room. There was like a TV back there at the time. Me and my buddy was over, and I was like, yo, you want to watch? And it was Undertaker versus Jamie Noble. And Undertaker just destroyed the hell out of him. Choke slam, pile driver. It was hilarious. Now, I don't think I would tune in and watch the whole 2-hour show for some reason. I would really just watch the main event or something. And it was Undertaker versus Jamie Noble. So I was just, like, I had no idea what was going on. I only knew, like, 5 guys. I wasn't going on like the dirt sheets reading news articles. I wasn't buying pay-per-views. And I had no idea what Raw was. I only thought it was SmackDown once a week. So I would like be so excited for Friday to come, stuff like that. What else we got? So I would go back to school and talk to my friends about it, you know, and stuff like that. And then something came up where I was like, there's a Raw or something, or I was flipping through the channels and I saw Raw on Monday, and I was like, whoa. And then it was King of the Ring where William Regal won. I don't know what year that was, but I'd say I watched SmackDown for about 4 or 5 months before I even knew what Raw was. And then once I was watching Raw, William Regal was the GM. I believe William Regal, Mr. Kennedy had a feud. That was pretty awesome. And then I think I would only watch Raw and not SmackDown. And then I would gradually be into it, both of them. And then ever since I really started watching, when did I really get involved? The first, I don't know, man. It's tough. See, I think of like back then, and then I think of like something else where I would be watching pay-per-views, you know? I want to say the first pay-per-view I bought was the Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble has always been one of my favorite pay-per-views. Which Rumble was it? I don't remember, honestly. And then I would go to my friend's house, and he would have all the action figures, the Chamber. We would play SmackDown vs. Raw 08. Yeah, '08. That was, I really enjoyed that game. We would like hang out. We would wrestle in his backyard. We would be crime time stuff like that. So I mean, I'm gonna be. I haven't been watching for 10, 15 years. You know. Well, it's 2016, so 2006, 10 years or so. So maybe 8, 9 years. Time's flying, you know. There's a couple times I obviously strayed away. I was like, it's getting lame, you know, but I still would watch. And then whenever that happened, luckily, like the first time that I really was like, this is getting boring, you know, I got invited to the King of the Ring where Sheamus won. See, it was like far after that. I was like, this is boring. And then I went to Raw, and obviously I became the biggest fan ever. It just like brought everything up again, you know. Um, so that was awesome. Got invited to a Raw, and it was King of the Ring turned out to be. On January 12th, 2011, when I started this channel, it just helped me become a big fan of not only WWE but TNA. When did I first start watching TNA? I remember AJ Styles, Kurt Angle were in it, and then I bought the video game. So like now AJ Styles is in, I'm pumped. Um, so it just made me go on the news sites, watch every single wrestling show, and just come on here, and that really helped me become a bigger fan as well. Meet tons of guys in the wrestling community on YouTube, on Twitter. Had a few interactions with multiple different stars more than once. Tyler Rex, he's been on the channel. Zack Ryder, I've talked to multiple times. A couple tough enough guys, AJ Kirsch and Martin Gasaus. So really, YouTube and Twitter have been amazing for me. I'll do a separate video on that as well. How wrestling helped me meet tons of wrestlers, and then I'll do another series. It'll be a series of multiple episodes who I met that watched wrestling, and had no idea they watched wrestling. Hopefully that adds more episodes the older I get. Hopefully meet more guys that watch wrestling and such. But really, lately I've been really busy as all hell, and have been like, I don't really have time to watch Raw live. I would watch the pay-per-views live. The pay-per-views would get me pumped up to really tune in again. But I would record it, watch it on like Friday or something, and then I went to the Raw last month, and then it really helped me to become a huge fan again. So whenever I stray, it just so happens a Raw's in the area, and I go, and then I become a bigger fan again. So right now, I don't feel like straying anytime soon because it is amazing. I'm a huge fan, man. It's just a whole different world, you know. Wrestling's freaking amazing. The people that you know that watch wrestling, you talk to them, and it's like, bro, I love you, man. It's a whole different world, man. It's a whole different community that people that don't watch wrestling don't understand. It's a community. It's amazing. I love it. So hopefully you guys enjoy. That's how I started watching wrestling. I know there's tons of details that I probably left out, that I wish I remembered, that I wish I knew. So man, we should see how it goes. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Thank you.